eyes.
So we're being sanctified in the Lord in front of our enemies. That's the power of YAHAWASHI. That's the power of the Lord. We're being sanctified, and this is exclusive. This is not inclusive. The Lord didn't say the heathens can come. If they believe, they can roll with y'all. No, he said, I'm going to sanctify you in front of their face. For what they've done to y'all, I'm going to gather y'all together, and I'm going to do what I do to them. Y'all don't got to touch me. I got a problem with it.
Like I say this, we came out of Egypt, when the Most High took us out of Egypt, every nation feared our power. When we left Egypt, nations was like, hey, we're not messing with them. We heard what y'all power did to Egypt. So
that shows you that when our people follow the Lord, we're powerful. When we're disobedient, we're powerless. And the Lord, there's no gray area with the Lord. You either choosing life or you choosing death. Right. You either with me or you against me. It ain't no in between for him, especially for our people.
You can't serve two masters. For you'll love one and hate the other. Verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and bring you into your own land. Right? Because we're scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. Woo! Especially, we're all over. We're, like you said, we're in the fire.
Jeremiah 16 to back that up.
All right.
Cornelius.
And basically,
Acts 10.
The Gentiles? Gentiles?
Yeah, the Gentiles. So, what are the Gentiles?
So the Gentiles that Peter was referring to were Israelites that left their heritage. Remember, we read in Hebrews the 8th chapter who that New Testament is for. So with that understanding, you should already know who those Gentiles are. Because the Lord said that if you're not going to keep His commandments, you're as a heathen. You're considered a Gentile if you're not going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Get First Maccabees.
I got it.
Let's show them what that Gentile.
What's your definition of salvation first off? So you have to understand that the kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth.
First Maccabees 1 and 41.
You also have to understand that hell is not a place you go to burn forever. That's not biblical. People die and they come back inside of their family line. So these other nations, when you talk about salvation that's biblical, they're not going to be entitled to that salvation. Because that salvation is the laws being written in your inward parts. We read in Hebrews, who was that covenant for? The children of Israel. That's what the salvation really is. Being saved from sin means you're going to be made perfect. That was a covenant and an inheritance that was given unto Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the children of Israel.
And reincarnation is in the Bible.
So you have to understand the other nations are going to go into captivity. Let's get up Jeremiah 30 and 16.
Real quick. You asked about the Gentiles, right?
Right.
I see the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. So the first thing I'm going to pull is the actual definition of Gentiles, right? All right? It says Gentiles. Usually, it means a non-Israelite people.
Right.
So usually, not all the time. See? Out of the dictionary itself, right? So one of the times that Gentiles does not mean is an actual Israelite, is for example the Hellenist, right? That's what you're reading about in Acts, right? So this is Hellenist. And the example it's going to give you is Acts chapter 6, verse 1, 9 through 29, right? But Hellenists, Jews who made Greek their tongue, and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices.
And it's just like our people today. Our people call themselves Dominican, or our people call themselves Haitian, or our people call themselves black. You're a Gentile. because you're foreign to your actual heritage.
So if you can understand what I just said to you, people read the scriptures and they don't really visualize it and think it's like they don't really put it into today's context. You had people like us, those were the Jews. They knew their heritage. They knew they were Israelites. They like for example, Christ. He knew he was a Jew. He knew he was an Israelite. But you had other Israelites that were scattered in Rome and all over the place.
So I got a precept.
We've always been scattered. And that's who the Gentiles were. That's who Paul went to. He went to Rome, to these places, to talk to other Israelites that didn't know they were Israelites. Like I said, like a Hellenist, for example. They were in Greece, living, wearing togas, adopting all the ideas of the Grecians, of the Greeks. So that's, like I said, that's the Hellenist. They were actually Israelites.
So Israelites that were living in different nations, following those nations' customs.
You understand?
So I got a precept. So I got a precept of the disciples talking about the dispersed Israelites and calling them Gentiles. Okay? So this is John chapter 7, and I'll start at 33. Then said Jesus unto them, Yet a little while I am with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. Ye shall seek me, and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come. Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him?
Where's he going? They didn't understand. He was going to the spirit world, but they were still thinking carnally. Go ahead.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
So they knew that Israel was scattered already. They already knew that they had Israelites all over. Go ahead.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
And they hated that. Why? Because they would have lands and whatnot. If you came back to your heritage, you were guaranteed land in Jerusalem. But if you're a Benjamin, you have land in that land. So they didn't want that. Those are wicked Pharisees and Sadducees.
But they were calling the dispersed Gentiles, even when the world, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, even when he was walking the earth, they were calling their own brothers Gentiles. Which is why Paul was calling the Gentiles back to the marriage. Because you have to remember, like we said, in the Old Testament, even in Genesis, the Lord gave a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the children of Israel. He swore on himself that he would make good on that promise. The New Testament is about him making good on that promise.
This is just to back what you said up about the Gentiles. This is James chapter 1 and 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings.
So that's So that's James talking to what? Scattered Israelites. When you go through Romans, when you go through Corinthians, they mention things that will only pertain to the Israelites.
I got a precept to go with at John 7:35, what he just read, right? Now this in the other translation, but they created all the Bibles that they create, they changed the translations, right? So this is the same John 7:35 that he read, right? So this is what it says. So this John 7:35. The Jews said to one another, whether this man intends to go, that we cannot find him. Will he go where our people live, scattered among the Greeks, and teach the Greeks?
So that's another translation, again telling you that the Gentiles were also referring to Israelites that were not keeping the customs. So that's what the New Testament is about, our people receiving the inheritance of our fathers.
Now what I was gonna do was show him in First Maccabees 1:41 how we became Gentiles in the first place.
This Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11. Wherefore, remember that ye being in time past
right.
Gentiles in the flesh,
So a Gentile can't undo being a Gentile if they're another nation.
Right.
You can't be in time past a Chinese person, but now you're a Negro.
Wherefore, remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision.
Because uncircumcision was another way of calling you a Gentile. Or
Right.
Uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hand, that at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
So you are aliens to your common heritage, the commonwealth.
And strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope without God in the world.
So our people were strangers to their own covenant, their own heritage. And that's who those Gentiles were. That's who Paul was going at.
That's the word Gentiles means. Strange, like, you don't have the law, statutes, commandments. So you're an outsider. It's outside the temple.
That's how I preach up. This 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I will not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
What was that?
1 Corinthians 12 and 1.
I got Tobit 13 and 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel,
Right.
for he hath scattered us amongst them.
So the Lord was bringing back the nation that he scattered.
So in order to go get them, he had to send the prophets to preach to everybody.
That's why he said go out to all the nations. Because he had to bring back the children who were scattered amongst all nations.
I know your question, what's going to happen to other people?
Yeah, so the word of God says those who call upon the Lord shall be saved, right? So no one else can call upon his name and be saved.
Yeah, I got it right here. I got it. Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Let's get Luke 1 and
That's out of the Lord mouth himself.
Hold on. You quoted John 3 and 16, right?
Right.
When you read the first chapter, the first verse, who is John talking to?
Right.
Nicodemus, a Jew.
This is Matthew. This is Matthew 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
His is a what? That's a pronoun.
We all know who his people are.
And also, he said he will save his people from their sins. How can you sin if I never gave you the law to break?
That's beautiful.
The only people that can break the law are the people under the law.
Right.
The other nations don't have the law.
Who was the law given to?
What is sin?
Transgression of the law.
Transgression of the law.
Who was the law given
Who
to?
was the law given to? Not all nations.
Right. That's in Leviticus 26, verse 46. On Mount Sinai, he gave the Israelites the law by the hand of Moses. So these other people can't
It
sin.
is scary.
These other people, they free to do whatever they want to do. They can't sin.
Yeah.
We only can sin.
Because they're not, you have to
No, they
understand
can't.
why. Because they're not under the contract.
Yeah, right.
That's why we receive this kind of
That's
punishment.
deep, ain't it?
That's why Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans catch the hell out of it.
Right.
Because we made a contract. They didn't make a deal.
This is one of the punishments of the
But let me
contract.
tell you this though. The ones who starve with the Lord will eat with him. The ones who starve with the Lord, they're going to eat with the Lord. So our nation is receiving punishment.
Right.
But just like we're receiving our punishment by ourselves, ain't no other nation coming to help us out and get us out of this situation. Nobody's going to be a part of the blessing that we receive after our punishment. You have to understand another thing as well. The other nations outside of the so-called white man are going to live and flourish in peace. They're going to be under rulership of our nation, Just like the so-called white man runs this whole world. That's the elephant in the room. Nobody want to say it, but it's true. In the kingdom of heaven, the Lord's chosen nation is going to run the world in righteousness.
So, I have a couple more questions. It's like you guys are pretty going in, it's perfect, right? There are people that are, white that right?
If they do, that means they're Israelites.
So you have to understand that. Remember, we said this is not a color thing. This is where our nation is predominant. But just like I told you before, the Latino man, the Negro man, the Native American man have sex a lot with a lot of different women. Our seed is spread across all nations. So if you have somebody that sincerely believes the message of truth of the scriptures, more than likely they're part of this nation and they just don't look like it. That's why you may have a so-called a cool white boy that you was cool with. 9 times out of 10, he's probably of this nation. He just looks like this nation.
Right.
So you have to understand that's a part of the scriptures as well.
What about
one quick thing also. I'm going to say something that I know you know because you read the scripture. Did not the Lord say let the wheat and the tares grow together? He said let the wheat and the tares grow together, right? I know you're familiar with that one. Why did he say that? Because the angels are going to do the system. That's why he said go out in the high from all the nations. Okay? Because whoever's going to hear is going to hear. When the Lord comes back, he's going to do the system. The angels can discern who's an Israelite and who's not. Nobody's going to sneak into the kingdom.
Hey, hold on.
Hey,
hold John 10:27.
I can say this. Remember, the other nations didn't suffer in mercy. So why would it be fair for them to get the reward?
Right.
We suffered all the curses. The other nations didn't. You see what I'm saying? How can they get all the benefits but not suffer none of the affliction that was caused for not following the laws, statutes, and commandments?
That would make God not just. That would make him an unjust power.
last thing I have to say is, what about all the other things? I mean, I don't believe in
It's a religion.
religion. Like,
They all man-made.
yeah.
They was all bound together by Constantine.
Well, and that's why we're in the predicament that we're in now. We serve the true power, God. There's other gods, but there's no gods. They're false gods. And then we always wanted to follow the other nations, the Gentiles, and serve their gods. That's why the Lord is mad. Even King Solomon went and built temples under his concubines to serve their gods.
Right.
We always do that as a nation. That's why the first commandment is to have no other gods before him. There are other gods, but they're not real gods. They're false gods.
Hey, hold on. Who's not gonna be 3 and 4 here? Read that real quick. Now the gods of the so-called white man, this is their God. They set this image up in 1400. See this man right here?
Fake
On the
Jesus.
top, that's Rodrigo Boisiel. Alexander VI for Rome. He set his son up, Caesar Boisiel, Cesare, to be that image right there. Right.
And I was going to say, when you say God, do you understand what the word God means? What is God? God means power.
Right.
So many women, some men make women their God.
Right.
Black women is
Money.
God. They worship, they make her their power. Money can be your God.
Right.
You
So
understand?
when you look up God, it say judges, angels, powers with an S. It's plural, which is in the Hebrew Elohim. So when it say in the beginning, when you read Genesis 1:1, when it say in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, that God is talking about who the word is called Jesus and the angels, or his elect men that was predestined from the beginning. It was who the world called Jesus, which his name is YAHAWASHI, and the angels, or his elect men. That's who created the earth. The Most High just gave him the blueprint, and he created everything.
I was going to say, if you're a power, a God, right? Would you give orders? You don't do things. You give your angels, hey, go make that, go make that. That's what the Lord does.
Right.
The Lord don't do anything. He has men and angels and stuff to do that.
And that's why I
God is
said,
the power.
we shall let us make man in our image.
Right.
That was plural.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it for you right here.
So when I usually hear that, let us make man in our image, a lot of pastors and preachers, they say,
They
Father,
lie
Son,
to
and
you.
the Holy Spirit.
They lie to you. They don't understand. It's Amos 3:7. It says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. So the Most High Yahawah don't do nothing, but sit on the throne. So he created the blueprint. He gave the blueprint to his son and told him go create.
All right. Yeah, so you a boss, you don't do anything.
You know those, do you remember Abraham and Sarah, and then, like these two people came?
The angels.
Angels. That was the Lord. That was who the word he called Jesus. And angels were with him. Yeah.
It's real.
He told her he was going to come back.
And he
In the time of
told
life.
he told her he was gonna come back as her baby.
He didn't even understand it.
He came back as Isaac. When Sarah had a baby, that was YAHAWASHI. Yeah.
How
He
was
came
that?
back many times.
He said, I will visit
He was Solomon as well. He was Solomon.
Solomon, didn't he sin?
That's why he had to atone for his own sin too.
I'm going to ask you
What's
this.
that precept?
I mean, that's
First
deep.
Samuel.
I got a
That's
quick
kind of
question.
deep right now. So
Yeah, that's
Why would Christ, I'm going to go verbatim, why would Christ go up on the cross? Wasn't he perfect? What did he have to pay for? But he also had to pay for his sin.
yeah, I got him right here.
Yeah, you know
Go
that.
ahead.
Hebrews.
It's Hebrews chapter 9 and 26. It say, for then must he offer. It say, for then must he offer have suffered since the foundation of the world, but now once in the end of the world have he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. So it say, this right
You
one.
got to start up on that one.
Yeah.
Got it?
Verse 25, let's see. Oh, that ain't the one I'm looking for. Oh no, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, okay. It's 7.
Yeah.
So Hebrews 7 and 27. It say, for who needed not daily, as those high priests, to offer up sacrifices, first for his own sins, and then for the people's. For this he did once when he offered up himself.
He did that one time for himself and for the people. Now we're going to break down.
Deep ain't it?
We're going to break down how Solomon is the
Okay.
one you ignorantly call Jesus.
got
His
you.
real name is Yahawashi. Okay. I got it. I got it for you.
2
brother.
Samuel.
I got it for you, brother. Yeah. 2 Samuel chapter 7. And I'll start at verse 12. No, I'll start at 8 so you get the context. Now therefore so shalt thou say unto my servant David, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from the following the sheep to be a ruler over my people,
Right.
over Israel. And I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them, and that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more,
Right.
as before time, and that's coming. And as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies, also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee an house. And when thy days be fulfilled,
Right.
and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers,
Now he talking to David. It's the Lord talking to David.
I will set up thy seed after thee,
Now he talking about his seed. That's who that is. Solomon, right? Okay.
which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
Right.
So did King Solomon kingdom reign forever? Wasn't it only 40 years or 30 years, something like that? 40 years of
40. Yeah.
So when did that happen?
What is how long is Christ's kingdom supposed to last.
So there's a parallel.
But there's there's more.
There's more.
Verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. You talking about Solomon?
How it exactly? Go ahead, bro.
But hey, and that's why I paused. That's why I
Break yourself
paused.
down, brother.
Verse 14, I will be his father, and he shall be my son. That's an example of a seed literally coming out of another man, and the Lord saying that's my seed. Because you have to understand something as well. Joseph actually had sex with Mary to
Right.
have the one Israel called Christ. But that was still the Son of God.
That's why he called the Son of Man.
That's why when his mother came, he said, "Mother, what do you want, woman? Did you not know all about my father's business? Wasn't Joseph his father? Why would he say that?"
Well, I thought a lot of people. So
Run it. Let's deal with that.
Let's get back to
Finish
it.
that.
I threw that at you.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a little deep.
Yeah.
But let's deal. Hey,
Let's
deal with
finish that first.
Let's deal with the
we
first
gonna get
piece
that
of
though.
meat.
That's good. We
We're
need to
gonna
get
deal
that
with the
too.
first piece.
But
This
that
the
church
first
got
piece of meat.
that church got you scripted bugged out. Read the rest of that.
So we're gonna deal with the first piece of meat. 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 14 again. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men,
Now listen to this.
and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee.
Now hold on. Read that again. From if I will afflict him. Listen. This what the Lord telling David about his son, right?
Solomon.
Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men.
Stop right there. Did Solomon commit iniquity? How so? I brought it up. So not sleeping with other women, that's not a sin. But when you start to serve their other gods, that's a sin.
300 concubines. He started worshiping their God. Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 14. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men.
Right. Now, was Solomon chastened with the stripes of men? Was Solomon beaten?
How did he die? Old in the grave.
Solomon died peaceful, right? Solomon died peaceful. So who the hell that's talking about? He said if he commit iniquity,
I got a precept.
I will chasten him with the rod of men.
I got a
Right? Who got chastened with the rod of men? Who? Exactly.
So I got a precept.
That show you right there that Solomon was YAHAWASHI. Go
This is
ahead.
1 Kings chapter 11, and I'll start at verse 42. And the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years.
Right.
And Solomon slept with his father,
Right.
and was buried in the city of David his father.
Right.
And Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead.
Hey, hold Isaiah 53.
When you know anything about King
I'm still
Solomon,
holding 2 Samuel.
always synonymous with that was 40 years of peace in Israel. The only peace we ever had.
Oh, no, no, I
King
get
Solomon.
that.
Nothing bad ever happened to King Solomon. King David fought wars and this, that, and the third, but when King Solomon came on the scene,
I got it.
it was 40 years of peace. And like I said, he died peaceful.
Start at verse
Old
3.
man. He never got that judgment. When he came back on the scene as Christ, that's
Start at verse 3.
why Christ
Read
asked
down to
the
like
Lord
7.
3 times to take the cup from him. He prayed 3 times, the Lord ignored him. He went on the cross and he understood in his previous life, and plus his brothers, he had to pay for it. He said, all right, that's my sin. It is what it is.
And you have to remember, for Solomon, the Lord said that he was never going to take his mercy away.
Right.
So that means he was going to chasten him, but he was still going to have a kingdom that was going to last forever. That's why we tell you that reincarnation is in the scriptures. Because Solomon didn't receive that punishment. And if he didn't receive it, that would make the world what? A liar. And we all know that's not true.
And he tell you in Numbers that he is not a man that he could lie.
Hey, y'all
Read that up.
want to bring out reincarnation, but it's actually give an example or show
Oh, hold on, I'm finna hit him with this Isaiah 53.
Isaiah chapter
To this affliction.
Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 3.
Yeah.
He is despised and rejected of men,
Right?
a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief.
Right?
And we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised and we esteemed him not.
Right.
Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows.
Who that sound like? Okay, go ahead. Beautiful. Well, you on point.
And we hid as it were our faces from him.
Right.
He was despised and we esteemed him not.
Right.
Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted.
Right.
But he was wounded for our transgressions.
Right.
He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. With his stripes we are healed.
That go them same stripes that the Lord told David that he would chasten with the stripes of men. Solomon didn't get that. But we know Yahawashi got that though. So that's proving you that Solomon was Yahawashi. Hey, go to Luke real quick. Let's go to Leviticus 12 and 1. I'm gonna prove to him that Mary and Joseph had sex. Let's get that deal with that. Real quick. Two precepts, real quick.
Real quick, while you're getting that, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that has been is that which shall be.
Right.
And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
Everything come back over and over. We come back in different bodies, same spirit, same family life. There's plenty of scriptures on it. Go ahead.
Is there anything whereof we are things, right? People, we things. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been here, like it has been already of old time,
Right.
which was before us.
Nah. Go to Psalm 106. Let's go ahead and hit them with one. Go ahead.
I'm going to read verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things.
Right.
Neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
So you come back as a baby, man.
Come to the Lord and Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that has been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already of old time, which was before us.
Right.
Like I said, we keep coming back. And what it is judgment takes place on earth. So
This is the precept where he's telling you that doesn't happen to the earth. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 16.
Yeah.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Read 21.
what's under the sun? Earth, right? This is the place of judgment. So what happens? Job told you that. When you die, you go to the spirit world, you're at peace. Job said that. He was upset, man. He said, man, these wicked princes, these wicked rulers, they're up there in peace, man. Why they're at peace? Because nothing happened. Judgment takes place here. That's
Right.
why with the disciples, remember there was a blind man born blind, right? And the disciples asked him, why was he born blind, right? Was it something he did in his previous life, or was it something his parents did, right? And the Lord said, nah, neither. He was born blind so that I could heal him. But they understood back then the concept of reincarnation already. Because he would have said, nah, you bugging, what you mean? He didn't say that. You understand? But they already knew.
Hey, get 106. Get Psalm 106.
Even when they asked Christ, the disciples, like, who do y'all think I am? Yeah. The disciples
What
said,
you got?
Christ asked the disciples,
Yeah,
who
read
y'all think I
21.
am? And they said,
Yeah. Read that.
Verse 21 of the same chapter, Ecclesiastes 3. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth?
Right. The spirit, where he just told his judgment, played out on earth. Hell just means the grave condition of judgment. That's what hell means.
It's like it. And you notice He didn't say the righteous spirit go up and the wicked one go down. They all going up one place.
And what he just said.
Hold
was-
Ecclesiastes
hold on,
12
he
and 7.
said the right, what he said about our spirit goes up because we got to get judgment.
Right.
Animals, there's no judgment for animals. They just keep coming back over and over and over. The animals. We go up, we receive judgment. we come back
Ecclesiastes.
down.
Yeah. You good, you good.
Ecclesiastes 3 verse 21. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth?
Right.
Just keep coming back. So man goes up, comes back down.
Now watch this. He's gonna get Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then I'm gonna get you to read that. That's Psalm 106.
Ecclesiastes 12. It reads, then,
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was,
Right?
and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
There it is. Bring that out now.
This is Psalms chapter 108.
Let's do this. 106.
Psalms chapter 106, verse 29.
Right.
Thus they provoked him to anger with their invention.
Hold on. That might be the wrong one. Hold on. What is it?
Psalms 104, verse 29.
Okay. Yeah.
Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled.
Right.
Thou takest away their breath,
Right.
they die.
We die. He takes away our breath. We die. Go ahead.
Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust.
Right. What you just heard. Right. Go ahead.
Thus, 30, thou sendest forth thy spirit,
Back to the spirit world.
they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth.
As a baby. That's reincarnation all day.
No, this is John chapter 9 and 1. I'll read it verbatim. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from birth.
Right.
This man was blind from birth. Right? And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents? Now, if he was blind from birth,